probably the most important thing I do, and any successful person in this room or any successful person across the country does, is execute your vision. Okay, so I've probably had multiple discussions. Does everybody in here know where the ValuCity property is in Clarksville, Indiana, the former ValuCity property? I mean, I used to go there and buy clothes when I was little because, you know, it had the biggest parking lot in southern Indiana with the building all the way and back. So back in 2012, the town of Clarksville approached our company about helping them with a master plan for Eastern Boulevard. And they asked us to put together a plan of what the highest impact properties were on Eastern Boulevard and put together a plan of how they could develop them and spur development in that area because they were in the process of spending $4 to $5 million on the streetscape along Eastern Boulevard. So they came to us, we put a plan together, and they said, this plan is great. We want to take the ValuCity property and we want you to put a plan together. Schottenstein Corporation out of Columbus, Ohio owned that at the time. And we want you to put a plan together because we want to see if we can incentivize Schottenstein to redevelop the property. So we put this plan together. It was a realistic plan. Now, it wasn't what Clarksville wanted to hear, don't get me wrong. They wanted Starbucks and a Panera Bread and all these things. Okay, well, I'm a realist. Okay, you're probably going to get a Dollar General. You're probably going to get a Subway. You know, you're not going to get a Starbucks on Eastern Boulevard. So whenever we go and develop a project and advise people, we're realists first. You know, we don't tell them what they want to hear because that's not going to help anybody. So what we did was we made the pitch to Schottenstein about redeveloping the property. Schottenstein said, it's a great plan, great pitch, but we're not interested in redevelopment because that's not what we do. So the town of Clarksville tried to buy this property 3 years earlier, and Schottenstein had no interest in selling it. So I stepped up and said, hey, Schottenstein, why don't you just sell me the property and I'll redevelop it? Told me the same thing, told me no. Well, the difference between me and Clarksville was Clarksville took no and went home. I didn't take no. I said, well, why aren't you going to sell it to me? Well, property's a mess. We have a tenant in bankruptcy. We have another tenant that's past due. We have title issues. We own the property since 1971. So what I did is I said, I'll tell you what. I'll pay you X amount for the property, put everything you have in a box, and send it to me and I'll figure it out. And I'll close in 45 days. And you can have your money and you can move on. So everybody in the room sit there, and this was on a conference call, Town of Clarksville was on this call. And they said, I'll tell you what, I'll call you back. Called me back 30 minutes later and said, you got a deal. But we're not doing anything. So they shipped me everything over. We spent the next 45 days deciphering it out. It was a mess. The bankruptcy they told me that the tenant was in wasn't in. It was a related company that the tenant had nothing to do with the tenant we had. I mean, things like that they didn't even know. They were such a large organization, they didn't know it. So we ended up buying that property, and I don't mind to tell you, it was in the newspaper. We bought 37 acres with multiple buildings on it for $1.5 million. Okay? And I can't tell you how many people told me I got a sweetheart deal on that. And I really got a sweetheart deal when I cut 11 acres off the back and sold it to the town of Clarksville for $1.5 million.